All right, the watch list for Thursday, which may be a waste of time because we've got GDP in the morning before the open, jobless claims, and then sometime I think early in the morning, Supreme Court decision on healthcare, which not just healthcare stocks could move the entire market decisively one way or another depending on what comes down. So, having a watch list might just be a waste of time because a lot of charts might gap and so on the early announcements. And then once the healthcare decision comes out, who knows, right? So tomorrow we'll probably shouldn't have put in. You don't put in gum right before. It's like a rule in radio. You don't put in gum when you're on the radio. Probably the same thing applies here to making a video. I just put in a piece of gum. I shouldn't have. You know what though? I follow rules all day long trading, so I don't want to have to follow them in the evening as well. All right. Anyway, we'll see. It doesn't hurt to have a watch list, but when you've got a lot of stuff in the morning, I feel a little silly sometimes because of the potential for gaps. Anyway, Foster Wheeler. This is a swing trade of mine. I added to it today, back near October lows, and if you go out on the weekly, it's not too far from the carnage lows of early 2009. Got down to around 13, then down below 15 just yesterday, I guess, and actually briefly today as well. Anyway, added to. I think this is a good long-term play down here. So building a position in my IRA. Having said that, also looks decent for a potential bounce. Straight down here for 4 or 5 days. This is overdue for a bounce. Nice kind of narrow green candle. Again, maybe a waste of time depending on what happens at the open with the entire market. FNSR. Kind of a double bottom and then a bounce. Looked like it was rolling over again and found some strength today. So looking for a possible continuation on that one tomorrow. FST, big volume day here and kind of sideways and starting to lean upwards here. Okay, so I actually like this over Wednesday's high, which would be 715. Might get it through the high of this day, which was only 716. So this one could give a decent percentage move to the upside. I'll be looking at it around 715 if it gets there tomorrow. APKT had this on bounce watch today, and it's just back on bounce watch again tomorrow. Volume's increasing, shape is starting to get ahead of itself. Remember, that's just looking for an intraday trade. That's the only investment I'm talking about here is FWLT. The rest of these are just looking for trades. I try to start, with the exception of my IRA, I try to start every morning in cash. Just take what trades I can find and then go back to bed in cash that night. So all of these are just intraday trades. And a lot of people look at all these weak stocks and say, why in the heck is he thinking about going long some of these stocks? Because it's just for an intraday trade, and some of them give a decent bounce. BTU is an example from today. You see, take today's candle out of it. Was pretty ugly, and look what happened. Nice bounce on an intraday basis. Made a long call on this one. I already made this in a video from today's highlights, but made a long call right over this area right here with a stop right here. And really ended up working nicely. So there's an example. Not looking to invest in these, just looking for day trades, okay? Let's see. TEVA, kind of interesting. Big gap up the other day. 3 straight days down. Days are getting more narrow, and you have some price support here around 39. So TEVA on bounce watch. HOG, another one on bounce watch. 5 days in a row down to an area, this 45 area that's bounced nicely off of recently. Again, just for day trades. And a lot of these may never even meet any kind of intraday parameter. So, and Kraft, KFT down, getting near the 200 day, also has bounced off this area. So KFT also on bounce watch, and there's the short list. We'll add ideas when we see early morning volume in individual securities as well. So that's it. We'll try to follow up tomorrow night on whether or not we traded any of these, and if so, how we traded them. All right, talk to you guys later.